Anyone got a pencil? Hello, my name's Mark, and I'm the host of the Mixtape podcast, where every week on the show I will ask my guests to make up an imaginary mixtape. They'll give it a title and pick 6 tracks. Track 1, what's going to be your intro track, your attention grabber, your track 1 side one that's going to draw me in and make me want to listen to the rest of your tape. Track 2, pick a song that you sing loud and proud when you're on your own in the car or the shower. Track 3, pick your favourite cover version. Track 4, pick a song you wish you could have played to your 18-year-old self. Track 5, pick a song that you would put on your mixtape to let the listener know that you are romantically interested. And track 6, I'm going to ask them to pick something a little bit obscure, maybe a B-side or an album track. Don't forget to smash that follow or plus sign at the top of the page, and you'll be notified every time there's a new episode. And you can follow me on Instagram at the Mixtape Perth. Hope you enjoy this week's chat. I'm absolutely delighted to be joined by Radical Sun. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. How you doing?
Very well, thanks, mate. Thanks for coming on the show. I really appreciate you giving up your time to come and have a chat with us. So your new single, Until You Call My Name, is out now. Fantastic single, which we just heard on the radio show. Tell us a little bit about that sort of song and what inspired you to write it.
Yeah, sure. So it's the second single that we've released off the album, which won't be released until sometime next year, Columbia. The first song that we released was Zelda, but Until You Call My Name, it's just about walking through life, and we often find ourselves being pulled or drawn in many directions, both externally and internally. Externally by all the influences out there, all those bits of information out there, whether it's our friends or family, or, what we're finding on social media. Those things drawing us, and then we have also internally that little mind of ours that races. But what I also say until you call my name, it's really a metaphor, but I'm saying call me and I'll be there. But there's really that voice within us that really will, if you listen, it's there to look after us. And if you call it, it's there waiting for you.
The first single that you referenced there, Elder, that's also out. Both of those tracks are out on all the digital streaming platforms at the moment, and on your Bandcamp page as well, if anyone wants to look. If you're listening to this on the podcast, then I will put the links to Radical Sun's socials and Bandcamp page in the description of the podcast, so you can just drop in there and have a quick listen or a download. So you referenced a new album there, David. Is that not out until for a while? Are you making us wait a little while for the full album?
Oh yeah, we kind of feel like we're rebuilding the product. Radical Sun, although it's been out almost 20 years, we really only released 2 albums. But in saying that, I've been on so many other people's songs, and I've written so many more than just 2 albums worth. But now's just the time to kind of bring it out. We're trying to put a band together as well. I did perform at the Opera House last weekend. Great show from what I'm hearing from the feedback that I've received, and it was just me and two guitarists. But I'd like to have a full band, and I'd like to do it at an event that's kind of a bit more of a standout. So we're hoping, we know we've got the National Folk Festival in Canberra in March next year. Maybe the day after that, we might be going to Byron Bay Blues Festival. So we're thinking that might be the time to do it when we've got those 2 back-to-back gigs.
Yeah. You just preempted my next question there, because I was going to ask you about your gig at the Sydney Opera House, and that must have been an amazing sort of space to play in.
That's right. And were you ever a performer yourself?
No,
in any
no. No.
So for those who don't know, like there's the band that's playing, but somewhere at the back of the room, there's a sound engineer who, before the show starts, gets us up on stage to test all the equipment, test the microphones, all working, and get those what they call on the level. So a nice balance of everything. And so musicians, there's speakers that face you, the audience, but there's also speakers on stage that face us, so we can hear. And the Opera House is great for that. And it's one of the better stages, as you expect from a venue like that. And so I really enjoyed it. And we were lucky enough to be supporting another First Nations artist in Emma Donovan, who's releasing a beautiful piece of work as well in her new album.
Yeah. I normally sprinkle into the radio show, like, tracks that come up in conversation. I normally try and sprinkle them in the radio show as well. So I'll definitely give Emma's new song a spin as well after this chat. So yeah, stay tuned if you wanna catch that track. I wanted to ask you as well about the festival / workshop that you're going to be participating in next week in the Northern Territory up in the top end. Tell us a little bit about that and sort of how you came to be involved in that and what that sort of entails.
Yeah, so we've been asked to go up to Wadea in Northern Territory. So we have to fly, because we're all from Sydney, my crew, to Darwin, spend the night there, and then fly across on a small plane through to Wadea. It's a remote community there. I don't know if you know it, but we will be performing. You're right, but while we're there, we'll also be facilitating a workshop. And I just like my music. I'll just be, in that circle. I know who will be in that space with me, but I'll just, just share a little bit of myself, try and be as honest as I can, and see if we can help someone.
Yeah, I think it's an amazing thing you're doing. Like, I'm sure you'll be up there, like, inspiring the next generation of First Nations sort of musicians and artists, and hopefully, they'll go on and be inspired by your workshop and go on and pick up a guitar or start singing, or where's the best place for people to connect with you to get your music? Do you run everything through your Instagram, or do you have a website, or is it the Bandcamp? Where's the best place to get all the links from?
Yeah, that's right. So the label that we're with is called Wantok. So that's WANTOK. And it supports not just artists, myself, but First Nations artists from Australia, but also in the Pacific. And you'll be able to go onto that website and get any of my music there.
Okay, cool. I think I did have a look. You do have a Bandcamp page as well. I imagine that the record company have put that together for you as well. And you do have I think a link in bio, good old link in bio on your Instagram page. Everyone will be able to find your stuff on Instagram. I'll just shout out your Instagram page is at Radical Sun on Instagram, SON Sun on Instagram, or Bandcamp. It's also Radical Sun on Bandcamp. Everyone can jump in there and download your tracks. I think you've got a CD as well. Your first album's out on CD through your Bandcamp page as well. People can grab a copy of that as well. Thanks so much for your time.
Fantastic. Thanks so much.
No problem. That was a Mixtape podcast. Thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to jump up to the top of the page and smash that follow button, and you'll be notified every time there's a new episode. Or follow me on Instagram at the Mixtape Perf. Till the next time.